for little Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobras Nest. For those of you who are new, my name is Minimalism Cobra and I make minimalist videos. If you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, as these things help out my channel a lot. And if you'd like to, check out my Instagram at Minimalism Cobra for Minimalism Cobra goodness and some minimalistic stuff. Today's video is going to be, after 5 years of minimalism, my top 6 makeup tips. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Let's get it, let's go. Woo. This video is actually because I filmed my other one, my thoughts, which was supposed to be top 10 makeup tips, but they ended up being very philosophical and I didn't really like that. So I felt like it wasn't actually like helpful how-to tips. So I'm refilming this video actually with just very practical 6 tips that I have picked up after my years of minimalism. This video is not going to be very long-winded. If you want to know more about the theories and philosophies I feel about makeup after 5 years, you can check out that video instead, which I will leave down in the descriptor box. So let's just get right into it. Number 1, your foundation can double as concealer. Before I, did the whole like minimalism thing and I got rid of my makeup and whatever, I used to do the very beauty guru thing where I would do my entire face in foundation and then I do concealer on top of that. It looked very cakey and it didn't look really good. So what I do now instead is I just have a foundation and I use the foundation for my under eyes. The foundation also doubles up as a full foundation for when I need stage makeup when I film my videos. I think this is better than having a concealer. I have seen some people just have a concealer and then sunscreen instead of a foundation, which I think is fine. The reason for me suggesting having a foundation instead of saying a concealer, although concealer is really good to carry around, you don't have to bother with the foundation, is that nobody uses concealer for full makeup. That's the only reason. Otherwise, yeah, I would say go for it. Just use a concealer. There's really no need for foundation. But I had suffered from pretty bad acne when I did my recovery. So that's why I say a foundation can be a little bit more useful than only a concealer. Number 2, skincare and what you eat matters more than your makeup. I know that's a lot of like tough love. Nobody wants to hear that. But there was a period of time where during my recovery, I ate a lot of, I guess, unhealthy food, but I needed that for my mental state. My skin broke out really bad. I think it also had to do with hormonally putting on weight and fixing my hormones to get my period back. So my skin was really bad, but I used makeup to cover it up. My makeup looked good? Not particularly. Did I feel a little bit more confident? Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is what you eat does influence and the skincare that you use influences how your makeup looks. I'm not saying you need either or. You don't need to eat well and you don't need skincare to feel beautiful when you wear makeup, but I found that it does play a big significant role. So if you're wondering why your makeup may not be looking as good as you'd like it to, perhaps you might want to examine your skincare routine or your eating habits. Number 3, if you don't have any time, mascara will do. So this one is a very practical tip that I picked up from the French. The French are really big on using as little product as possible for the most maximum effect. They recommended just using mascara if you didn't have time for anything else, and I think that is a really good tip. When I used to have to go to clinic early in the morning, 7 in the morning, and I didn't have time to fully my makeup, mascara will definitely open up your eyes, curl your lashes, a swig of mascara, and out the door you go. And I feel like I look very pretty compared to no mascara at all. It just looks very feminine and pretty having your lashes done. Number 4, using double function makeup. This is something that I picked up when I was doing my Project Pan, when I was trying to get rid of my products as quickly as I could because I was trying to get rid of my makeup. I don't even know why. #MarchNoMakeup. In all of those Project Pan videos that I watched, a really good tip that I was taught was using a product for many functions. So I'll give a really good example. That the one that I primarily use is using a brown powder for 3 functions. I use the brown powder as my contour. I use the brown powder to fill in my brows, and I use the exact same powder to sculpt the shadows of my eyes. So it's really good. I don't need a bronzer, I don't need pot for my eyes, and I don't need another brown shade for my eyes. Carry it around in my palette thing and it serves 3 functions. Very minimalistic. Number 5. This one, I'm not sure if it's makeup per se, but it's keeping your eyebrows trim. I'm totally guilty of this. I'm a Latina and I have really thick eyebrow hair, and it was super trendy for the big bushy brows. I don't know if you guys remember that. So I was totally rocking with that vibe and I just had really thick brows. I used to even get hate comments for it on my Instagram from Latinos, if you would believe it. I had to read these comments out loud because I'm not really good at Spanish, and they would be like, I don't know what's bigger, her eyes or her brows. Rude. But what I'm trying to say is I have definitely cleaned up my brows. I still rock very thick brows because I really do like the thick brow look. I have never liked the very thin brow look. I have never had thin brows. I always had this fear that my hair would just never grow back if I got rid of them. So yeah, but what I do now is I keep my eyebrows a lot more trim. If you guys can see, I take hair from here and then from here and then also from here. My natural hair grows a little bit lower than this, all of this highlighted area, and then I have a very long tail. It goes all the way down to here. So I have literally taken my brow and cut it in half. But what I'm trying to say is I think that trim brows, not thin brows, but trim brows, help frame the face. Number 6, the final tip. Pick one of the 3, cheeks, eyes, lips. To emphasize, not all 3. So this one is pretty good. I really do enjoy doing a soft glam, full glam kind of look ever since I started doing heavier makeup to kind of show off, be able to be picked up on camera now that I do a lot more videos. Yeah, I'm guilty of this. I thought I needed to go ham and do all of them. So currently I have very thick eye makeup, a little bit for the cheeks, but nothing for the lips. And vice versa. When I do like my red dragon look, I do heavier lips, maybe more blush and simpler eyes. So what I'm trying to say is maybe pick 2 out of the 3 or 1 out of the 3, and I think it looks a lot better. If you do all 3, it looks a bit more clownish than it does full glam, I'll be completely honest. But if that's you, go for it. But if not, if you want to go for a more minimalistic, more refined, more elegant look, pick 1 out of the 3, 2 max to enjoy your look. Anyway, this is, wow, how long was this video? 7 minutes. Wow, that's longer than I thought. If you enjoyed this video, leave any comments down below. You know I love to read and reply. If you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you want to do so, check out my Instagram at Cobra for more Cobra goodness, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!